guys, so today I'm going to be starting out by using the Smashbox primer water, and then I'm going to be using another primer just because I had it there. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless primer, and I will have a link and a coupon code down below if you guys want to purchase anything from Tarte Cosmetics. Then for foundation, I'm mixing the Makeup Forever HD and the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. One is a little bit too light, and then the MAC one is just a little bit too dark, so I'm mixing them. These are both pretty matte foundations, which I usually don't really go for every day, but I haven't used them for a while, so I thought I would use them today. And then for concealer, I'm going to be taking the MAC Prolong Wear Concealer. I'm just using an angled brush from Sedona Lace just to apply the concealer. I believe this is like a brush from their Midnight collection. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then I'm just going to be using the concealer to prime my eyes just because I had done my foundation first, so I thought why not. And then I'm taking a damp beauty blender just to blend everything out. And I'm taking two more concealers from MAC. This is the Studio Finish Concealer. I'm mixing two colors just because one is a little bit too light and one is a little bit too dark. And I'm just putting them over my blemishes. This concealer is for like blemishes. You don't want to put it underneath your eyes. I've seen people put it under their eyes to highlight, but this concealer is too thick and it's not very creamy, so you don't really want to put it under your eyes to highlight. It's meant for like blemishes and stuff. And then I'm taking this Tarte highlighter just to highlight where my face would normally be a little bit lighter. And then I'm also putting it around my nose just because I do get a little bit red around my nose area. And then I'm just putting it in my smile lines. I'm doing this just to help even out the highlight, just because if you only put it under your eyes, it can kind of look like a little bit too much and just not as natural. And then I just blend it out with my damp beauty blender. And now I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I know like makeup artists hate seeing people use like a beauty blender to use like a powder, but I don't have like a puff, so I'm just using this. And I'm using this translucent powder from MAC. This is from the Prep+Prime line. And I'm putting it everywhere I put that concealer, but I'm going to be leaving it under my under eye because normally I do my eyeshadow first, but I didn't. So, oh yeah, I look very silly right now, but I'm leaving it under my under eye because since I did my foundation first, if I get any fallout from my eyeshadow, it will fall into that powder, and then once I'm done, I can just wipe it away and it will take any fallout off my face. And then I'm just going to be taking Peach Smoothie eyeshadow. This is from Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to be using this as my transition shade today. You can use anything. If you have Beaches and Cream, that's also a good one. And then I'm going to be taking a blush from MAC. This is like one of their most popular blushes. I always hear like people talk about this. So many people have this if you shop at MAC. And I just think this is good because if you don't want to spend the money on like an expensive eyeshadow that's pink that you're not really going to wear every day, I think just using any blush would work. So that's why I'm using this, just to show you guys. And then I'm going to be taking Cupcake. This is also an eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. And I'm going to be just using this on a Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm putting it on the inner corner and the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm taking this eyeshadow. This is from MAC. It's called Girlie, and I'm just going to be putting a little bit just on my lid. This is just going to act as a base for the next eyeshadow I go on. It's just going to help make it look a little bit more pink. And then I'm going in with Whimsical. This is one of their newer foiled eyeshadows from Makeup Geek. And I did wet in my brush. I'm using a MAC 242 brush to apply it. I used my Smashbox water to get it wet because my MAC Fix Plus is behind me. And then I'm just going to be putting this all over my lid, right over top of that eyeshadow I just put on my lid. And then you want to wait until it's dry and then go back in with your normal blending brush and blend it out. You want to make sure it's dry because if it's still a little bit wet, it can kind of turn into a hot mess. And then I thought it was a little bit too pink, even though you couldn't really tell on camera. So I'm taking White Frost. This is an eyeshadow from MAC, and it's basically what it's called. It's just a very frosty white shade. And I'm just putting just a little bit over top of that eyeshadow just to help make it look a little bit more brighter and not so pink. And then I felt like I had to blend it out again just because I added another eyeshadow on top of it. And then I'm going to be taking Bitten. This is an eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. And I'm just going to be putting this on the outer corner and in the crease of my eye just because I wanted it a little bit more darker. You can totally skip this step though. You don't have to do it if you don't want it as dramatic. And then I went back in with my Sigma E25 blending brush just to blend it out because I more wanted to use this brush to apply it and then my other one to blend it out. And then I'm going to be taking Brule. This is an eyeshadow from MAC. This is just like a shade lighter than my skin tone, so I'm not really using this to highlight, just to kind of blend out that color that's in my crease in case you bring it up too high. This is a good tip just to help you kind of blend it out so it doesn't look like it's too high or anything. And then I'm just going in with my tapered highlighting brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to wipe away that powder on my face. Then to fill in my eyebrows, I'm going to start out by using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder. This is in soft brown. And I'm just taking my flat definer brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to start filling them in just lightly. And then I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil just to kind of define the bottom of my eyebrows and fill them out a little bit more. And I do use the spoolie on the other end of the Brow Wiz pencil to blend them out. That's like the best spoolie I've ever used. It really helps blend out like the pencil and just makes them look a little bit more natural in case it looks a little bit harsh or too intense. And I have to use a brow powder before I go in with this because my eyebrows are very light. So if I were just to use that pencil, it would look very harsh. And then I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. It's the best brow gel ever. I really like it a lot more than MAC's brow gels. And then I'm going in with Country Girl. This is an eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and I'm just using that on a Makeup Geek pencil brush, just putting it up against my lower lash line. And then I went in with a little bit of a fluffier brush, and I'm using a Latte just to blend that out. And then I'm just going to be taking a little bit more of that White Frost eyeshadow from MAC, and I'm just going to be putting it on the inner corners of my eye, and then just above my eyebrow, or sorry, above my eyeshadow, like my brow bone, just to highlight. And then I'm taking this mascara. This is a mascara from MAC. I don't know the name. It doesn't say the name on like the tube. I'm pretty sure it's like the Extra Dimension mascara or something like that, but it doesn't matter. Any mascara will work. And then I'm going to be going in with lashes, and again, I don't know the name of these. I always put them in the wrong box, so I'm sorry, but any pair of lashes will work. It really doesn't matter. These just like are very natural looking. They're nothing too intense. And I am just using tweezers to apply my lashes. Obvi, I use them like in every single video. Anyways, moving on. Now I'm taking a chromographic pencil from MAC. This is just like a nude colored eyeliner, and I'm just using it in my waterline. I'm using a brush kind of to hold down my eyes so I don't ruin my makeup. And then I'm taking a MAC MSF powder in Natural. I believe this is in medium deep, and I'm using, this is an e.l.f. brush I'm using to apply it. I also will have a link for e.l.f. down below and a coupon code if you want to purchase anything. If you don't, it's okay. It's totally up to you. I'm just letting you guys know. And then I'm also putting it a little bit on my forehead. And then I'm going to be taking the Kat Von D Shade Light palette, and I'm going to be using the lightest contour shade just to contour the holes of my cheekbones. And I'm also going to be putting a little bit on my forehead. I just wanted to go in with a bronzer first just because I'm looking a little bit pale. And then I'm using the same contour brush. I just went in with one of the highlighting shades. I wiped off my brush first, and then I'm just putting it underneath my contour just to clean it up a little bit. Then I'm going in with blush. I'm using MAC's Warm Soul Blush, and I'm just applying it to the apples of my cheeks and then just blending it back into my bronzer. And then I'm taking this dual fiber brush from MAC, and you can see the difference like between one side. It just helps make it look so much more natural and just helps blend it in. And then I'm going in with this highlighter from Makeup Forever. This is actually such an old highlighter. I've had this for like over a year, and I'm just using a Sigma Soft Blend Concealer brush to apply it. And I'm going to be putting a little bit just down the bridge of my nose and on my Cupid's bow as well. Then for my lips, I'm going to be taking the NARS Lip Lacquer in Chelsea Girls, and I'm using a MAC lip brush to apply it. You can use your fingers, but I didn't want to because I had nails on, and it's the only lip brush I have. And then I'm going to be topping it off with a lip gloss from Maybelline. This is one of the color elixirs. And then this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.